Okay, so now we're out here in the round pen. Whew. And we're gonna teach him how to move parts of his body. So one of the first parts of their body I like to teach them to move is their hindquarters. So that way if he decides, now that he's gotten more comfortable with me, oh, by the way, did you know I was a kicker? I'm gonna go ahead and teach him that you never show me your tail. So let him scratch through. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give him a cue to tell him that I'm planning on asking him to yield his hindquarters away. He's not responding to it. Now
After I have to physically touch him and he responds appropriately, all of my energy drains and I figuratively put my hands up as if to say, "What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that."
So now, gradually what I'm hoping for is all I have to do is look at his tail and he'll go ahead and move that hindquarters out of my way. It's not going to happen this time. It'll probably happen about the fourth time. Oh, happened this time. Good job. Good job. So go ahead and ask him again. Hello. Now I get a little worried. I'm not worried. The eye he gives me is almost a fight eye, more than a flight eye. It's almost like a I warn you eye. If he gets pretty close and then he gives me that eye up close, and I don't like that much. So maybe I'll go ahead and say, you know what? Why don't you back a little bit out of my space? Good job. How about you back a little bit more out of my space? A little bit more. Good job. So another thing I would want to teach them is to move their front end away. And I'm going to go ahead and put some energy.
This is a front end yield using rhythmic pressure. It's a suggestion in the air. It's not designed to physically touch the horse. If he raises his head, I put my arms up as high as he is, to become as tall as him. If he's able to get up and over me and fails to yield away from the pressure, it makes the communication blurry.
My energy up here, so they move the front end away. Right now, obviously, it looks like I'm being kind of aggressive toward him, but if you notice, the instant he does what I want, I stop doing what I'm doing. So he'll learn that this means move your front end away. I'm okay that the rest of them is moving. Some horses I'm very particular with. A horse that has a lot of fear, I'm not as particular with as far as like I only want one step. Right now, I just want him to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask
Again, notice as soon as I get the crossover from the hind legs, all my energy stops and I become completely neutral. My neutral body language tells him he got the right answer and he doesn't need to search for another one.
Hind end, front end, hind end, front end. Right. Now, if you notice, he's not exactly running away anymore. He's starting to understand that I'm telling him to move just a part of his body. I'm not necessarily telling him he's got to run away from me. So, I'm going to ask him to move his hind end away again. I'm going to ask him to move his front end away again.
Please note, I am not physically touching him. I am not slapping him in the face. I am pushing the air at his muzzle.
Now he's licking and chewing. Move his hind end away again.
If I find that pushing the air is not enough support, I will tap the side of his face. I do not physically slap a horse in the face.
Right now, just petting him is not much of a reward. So obviously, me going, oh, good boy, and petting all over him isn't going to reward him. He's still going to see all that as stimulation he didn't ask for today. So leaving him alone, like initiating a command and then leaving him alone when he does it is good reward for him. I'm letting him kind of come off with some adrenaline. When he puts his head down like that, that's what he's doing for himself. If he blows out, that would be awesome too. That's another sign that he's trying to come off adrenaline on his own. It's filthy.
My rubbing the rope there had nothing to do with training. The owner was complaining. I was getting his rope dirty, so I was being sassy.
Now I've been kind of dramatic in asking him to go away from me. Here. Here. No, I'm chewing that. Here. 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 Good job. Teach him where his boundaries are, so when I stand up, he should learn to not come any further. I'm gonna go ahead and ask him to move his front end away. Now I'm gonna do it more in a send. Like my other hand is telling him to go that way, and this hand is just supporting which way I want him to go. Go ahead and ask him to move his hind end away.
This exercise is the introduction to teaching a horse to go out on the circle. As soon as the horse is moving in the direction that you want, the idea is you leave them alone so that they can believe that they got the right answer. There is no reason to continue to harass the horse in a forward direction.
I chose to do more of a driving energy at first, because again, this is a horse that we don't know, and he seems very uninterested in being touched. So putting my hands on him to manipulate his body now may be a negative thing, where pushing him around may be a little bit more, pushing the energy, whatever, around him may be more what he's used to as being a herd member.
Here I'm explaining why I'm choosing to use rhythmic pressure instead of steady physical pressure when asking for my yields. This horse was unhandled for 3 years, and he wasn't exactly desiring human contact.
Tell him to disengage his hind end. Tell him to go that way. Support with this hand.
Now I haven't added my go cue, which is a single kiss. So if he were to only yield his front end, I would not think he had done something incorrectly. If I were to have given him a single kiss, I would expect him to walk off onto the circle.
Whew, sassy. So now I'm going to disengage his hind end. And I'm going to tell him to go the other way, which I'm a little far away, so I'm going to go ahead and use the rope as my support instead of my hand.
Since I've added distance between the horse and myself during this exercise, I needed more clear support. So I started fanning the end of the rope instead of just using my hand.
It is mattering to him a great deal that I stopped putting pressure on him. It does help him a lot to digest what I've taught him. So now, when he comes around again, I'm going to go ahead and disengage his hind end. I'm going to tell him to go that way. Be ready with my rope. Support.
Did he give you any inclination at all now that he might try to kick you on anything aggressive?
No. No, but he has snaked his neck twice now. I'm laughing at it, but
yeah.
It may be really that he wants to kind of run. And so I'm not getting mad at him for that. But he has shown me a couple little boy things. See if I can back up.
Like even him being a stallion for 2 3, right? He has that.
Yeah, Rich does it. Well, Rich is a stallion too for a while, but another thing that's kind of could be just play, but you know, like I said, he gets that fight in his eye more than he gets that I'm gonna run from you fear in his eye.
Right. Oh, there you go. I'm wondering how much of this is going to change when he really starts feeling better. Like when he puts his weight on and gets healthy, and I wonder if it's going to change a lot.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it is positive change, though. I hope I can get in his head before he turns into, before he develops a negative change. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually ask him to stay standing exactly where he is, and I'm going to correct his movements when he chooses to, because he's getting ready to move. So I'm going to just keep correcting those movements.
Being particular about where their feet are when I've asked them to just stand still is a good exercise in patience.
down was my way of saying, okay, you gave me what I looked for. So now, see, I never hold a horse back. He seems smart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on a circle again, and I'm going to ask him to change directions instead of disengage his hindquarters. Can you back up? Back up. Back. 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 Back.
You might have to.
If he's got some stretches out, I'll let him.
When I back up to make eye contact with the opposite eye, I'm looking to ask for a change of direction. As soon as I make eye contact with the opposite eye, I then put up my leading hand to tell him which way I'd like him to go. Then I offer driving support to suggest that he follow that leading hand. As soon as he leaves off into the direction I've just asked him to go, all my energy goes to neutral, and I leave him alone.
Yep, his reward will definitely be to roll. He's looking to roll, so I'm going to definitely use that as a good reward for him. So, for today, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and disengage his hindquarters. He's got a little pop in this hip.
Yeah?
3 times in a row.
Really?
Yeah. And I could see it.
Here
pop.
I'm just mentioning a possible old injury.
So, I'm going to actually reward him anyway. Can you roll with your whole tongue, or I have to take it off? I think he wants to run, and I think he wants to roll. So I'm going to leave him alone and let him do that.
Even though our lesson is over, I wanted to play with him to help him remember that we have been working on him coming when he's called. So when I stop and whistle and call him with the word here, I'm asking him to come to me.
Here. He's getting thought. That's why I'm not making any movements. Here. Now he's kind of just debating against. Here.
As long as he stays engaged with me with his attention, I don't do anything to try to push him into movement. If he were to take his attention away from me, I would then move in towards his hip, trying to get him to turn and face me with both of his eyes.
So my goal actually is to get him to walk with me again.
By keeping my belly button turned away from him, I'm keeping a lot of pressure off of him this way. If the pressure of me facing him was making him uncomfortable and less likely to join me, I was taking some of that pressure off.
So I'm kind of giving him like the go forward with me cue. Here. And I'm going to give him a little energy behind me. Here. Encourage him to walk forward. Here. That's what I wanted. See if I can ask him to go this way a little bit. Clearly, I mean, I could catch him right now. I can totally touch his face. I want to get back beside him, but he kind of got me off of him. I'm happy with that.
I'm thrilled with it. He looks really good too. Wow.
He doesn't know hoes that I know of, so the fact that he chose to stay anyway.
Right.
Here, this is right here. Good job. Okay, so I have to get beside him to encourage behind him movement. So I'm just gonna. So now take it up a notch and see if we can get these turns, which we're not gonna get. Kinda didn't think I would, but it's worth a shot.
Here I'm following him at the hip. This is in order to see if we can get him to feel a little uncomfortable with the pressure on his hip and cause him to disengage his hind end, therefore giving me both his eyes. Once I have both of his eyes, I'm going to encourage him to follow me again.
There's a beeping meaning to you. Here. Here's your truck back the one. Here. What does that mean to you? Does it mean something to you? Huh? You've heard that before? It's done. Good job.
It's super cool of you, because even that's kind of a different approach to this. It's working for him. Whatever the way you're doing it now is cool.
Well, it's a mirroring game without forcing it.
Right.
Well, I'm forcing it, but
You're manipulating.
yeah. So clearly that's attacking.
Oh yeah. And this is only day 1.5. I mean, not you. Day
Well,
one.
I haven't even had 24 hours
Yeah,
with
day
him
one.
yet.
Yeah. Incredible.
I like him. Let's see. We'll walk over to you.